All right. All right. Yeah, this is amazing. I love this format. You take a little breather, come back with more action. The artistic stylings of the owner of blackness. Is that what gave you so much rhythm and soul to be able to make these joints? Was it the blackness that did it? Is it the melanated
I don't know.
fingertips?
I used to try to rap. I had no rhythm and soul, so
Oh, that's
beat
weird.
beat making. I got soul and beat making apparently.
That's strange. That's strange. Okay, but we are back. We're back. Hopefully everybody's. Oh, you know what? We got to get before we do this. I need to keep track of the other comments, so I need to grab. Let me drop this down. We're going to be talking about whether or not you need to diversify your compound. I personally don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Let me make sure that's muted. I personally don't think you need to diversify your compound. I've said several times in the past that whatever way you think you need to organize your space to get the most effective and fulfilling existence out of it, I think it's fair. No matter what that configuration is, I think it's fair. Whether it's all white, all black, all male, all female, you only allow, short people, no tall people, whatever it is, I think it's completely fair. So do it. Organize your compound. But we got some pretty awesome commune life things here. This is some people on Twitter who seem to be having a great time. Oh, there it is. Seem to be having a great time on their compound. And I just wanted to take a look at it because the main reason that I found this is because people were saying there's zero diversity in the compound, and they seem to be a little bit critical and upset about it. But I was just like, hey, let people do what they do. This looks like they're having a great time. When's the last time you've seen a bunch of people with these kind of names living on a piece of land together, organizing and having a time of their lives? So this is commune life.
Okay, so the commune that I live on just got Wi-Fi, and I think it would be fun for TikTok to see the commune I live on and the members and what they do. Oh.
My name is Raspberry, and I run the Syntropic farm that we all live.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Ginger Snap, and I teach our spiritual education.
Okay. Ginger Snap teaches spiritual education. Through love and obedience, we learn. I have no opinion on that.
And I teach our spiritual education.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Paul Venus. I'm the newest member.
I definitely was thinking of something else when that name popped up.
My name is Butterfly.
You know what? I think that deserves a Google search. What does Pulvinus mean? I've never heard that word before. Pulvinus, Pulvini botany, a joint on a plant leaf or petiole. I heard petiole before that may swell and cause the movement of a leaflet. That's a pulvinus right there. That's what that is right there. Awesome. Awesome. I love it.
Everybody calls me Butter. I'm in charge of digging the shithole.
I have no name and I cook the food.
Butterfly is a sucky job.
My name's Chrysanthemum, and I enforce the law. I'm
Abusive
Applejack,
man.
and I give birth to the babies.
Oh.
Okay. Applejack.
All right. You know what? Okay, let's just keep going.
Hi, my name's Moonmoth, and I do the laundry. Hi, I'm Stomata, and I'm the creative director of the commune.
My name's Bryo. I gather the water.
My name is Moss, and I weave the hammocks for everyone to sleep in.
I think you bought those from
My name is
Walmart.
Galaxy, and I'm the animal wrangler.
Is that a fucking spider?
Yeah, that's a big ass spider. I think it's one of those crazy orb weavers. She's the animal wrangler. I mean, she kills all the stuff that trespasses.
That's why
in the
there's no
commune.
niggas there.
Just that, right? That did it right there.
Right there.
Ain't no black people on this compound because they're spiders.
My name is Galaxy, and I'm the animal wrangler.
Hello, my name is Leaf, and I make sure that I know where everyone is at all times.
That's dangerous.
She got the most power.
Yeah, no diversity. Does anyone see a problem with that?
I see nothing wrong with it, but I did see some diversity. But we'll leave that one to my own head.
Really? Did you saw some diversity? I didn't see any. I mean, depending on what we consider in diversity. But I mean, these are all clearly variations of the same person. In my opinion, I could be wrong.
They're just clones.
They're just different stages of the same Pokemon. They're different evolutions of the same Pokemon. I could be wrong. Yakub, are we correct here in our assessment?
I don't know. Poor hippie bitches have gotten way more attractive. You would think women that were willing to just go live in the middle of nowhere with nothing. I would assume, so this is where my dinosaur racism bigotry is. Has nothing to do with the common vectors of racism, but my prejudice was I thought all of these women would just be hideous, and there was some very cute girls who were willing to live on the compound. So, and the one that said, "And I make the babies," it definitely makes me think there's an upper room situation going on.
Yeah, that's
over
what
there.
I was thinking too. Because when she said, "I give birth
I
to
make
the
the babies.
So that means, hey, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole of figuring out, what it seems like a pretty inefficient system. You got one person responsible for the babies. That's one baby per year tops. I think she's going to need some help in that position. I only saw one dude. He might be, the seeder. He also didn't pop up on screen to say what his job was. So that's a little, but maybe he's just, the big daddy of the whole thing. I wouldn't be mad at that either, honestly. They're going to need it. I mean, they're going to need a daddy.
Yeah, this is, I think they spelled polygamy wrong, and they just put commune.
Well, I'm not positive, but it seems like the women are all in control. Maybe the guy's too tired to talk. Maybe he's impregnating all the women, so he ain't really got time to be telling people what his job is. He's like, clearly you know what my job is. But these are definitely... Raspberry runs the farm. She looks like she could run a farm pretty good. This lady, Ginger Snap, I might have some questions. I don't have any questions because I think you should organize your commune however you want to organize your commune. So
anyone who's going to teach you spirituality should be a redhead.
Yeah, and she said spirituality, and on the board just says we learn through love and obedience. She's not wrong.
It just looks weird from a redhead. Normally you see them.
Yeah, you got somebody who clearly has no soul. Who's in charge of spiritual teaching, that might go wrong.
Paul Vine definitely looks like a janitor.
Yeah. Definitely. Paul Venus is definitely the janitor. She looks like the janitor. She's not going to be having any babies. Butterfly looks confused. She's wide-eyed. She looks like she might be trying to signal the camera that she needs to be rescued. I'm not sure. She looks kind of shaky. This one. Yeah, she also has the, wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like who's texting you kind of eyes.
Yeah.
Like when you wake up, she's already over you, staring at your face. That's the kind of face she has right there, which is not derogatory in any sense. I'm just saying. Chrysanthemum, somebody just totally gave up trying to spell that word, which is fine. And I love how the dude's just chilling. Applejack looks like she'd be the last one to leave the cult, no matter what happens. Or the commune.
Makes the babies.
The commune, sorry. She looks like no matter how bad things get, other members are going to disappear and be unaccounted for. She looks like the one who will not let go of the creed until, you know what? Everybody else will die and she'll be the last one left and she'll start recruiting new people. She don't look like she's ever leaving.
No, she's there till the ATF comes, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Some people may quit and get out early, not Applejack.
She helped with the recruitment.
Yeah,
Can't get a recruitment without Applejack.
Moon Moth looks like she's going to beat somebody to death eventually. She looks a little strong. She's got she's a little hefty. She's strong. She looks like she might hurt somebody. So
definitely a moon moth.
Stomata needs to... Who was the one that made the food? Who made the food? Who was that? No Name? You see? Exactly.
No Name, yeah.
No Name needs to get with Stomata and feed her a little more. She looks like she could put on a little weight. This is just some critical, some constructive criticism from another compound cult kind of vibe situation. I don't even know what's going on with this person. She looks like she has a hidden stash of cannabis plants somewhere. Moss said she makes all the hammocks. I don't believe her. Those are clearly Walmart hammocks. So she's grifting. She's grifting the cult.
What it means is she sets them up. I make them as in I assemble them.
Oh, okay. Because she made it seem like she was really putting some value in.
She made it seem like she was sewing the whole thing down.
Yeah, I don't believe her. Not even a little bit. Okay. Galaxy is the animal wrangler. She don't look like she want no parts of that spider. So
That's a horrible job.
I don't really know what she's doing there.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust her with wrangling the animals. She doesn't look like she's ready to get in and get her elbows dirty. I don't believe her.
Should have been a broom in her hand.
Leaf is scary. She's a little scary.
I feel like Leaf got a proper name, though.
Hello, my name is Leaf, and I make sure that I know where everyone is at all times.
I don't like that. But it's not my business.
NSA. They have their own CIA. They went ahead and moved to the middle of nowhere to get off the grid, and they made their own grid.
Yeah, Leaf's the one that comes and knocks on your door and says, tonight's your night in the upper room. You can't avoid it.
Eyes up here, sir.
Yeah, report to the upper room, please. But they got a nice little system going on here. I
like it.
Yeah, I love it.
I thought it was gonna look like Portland. Or Seattle or something.
They seem to be doing a pretty good job. I mean, to be fair, they probably just got there.
Look, I don't think this big old titties.
Allegedly.
I don't mean to objectify them. I just really thought that they would all be hideous.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're really not.
So the trick is to not have a failed state like Portland. Just move white people in.
This is way better than the Chads, undeniably.
Yeah.
They're actually growing food. People have jobs. There's some level of organization. I'm not mad at them at all. And I think this is the only escape. This is the only escape because I know what you wanted to do when you saw this. What you wanted to do was point out that video that was circulating, I think, in College Park, Georgia, where they made an all-black tiny house village.
Oh,
where they were like, we're going to move away. We're going to have our own thing.
Black
and
Hammer.
Nobody said, where's the diversity? Where's the diversity? That's what you wanted to do, and this is the trap. So they put something out like this, and you look at it, and you say, where's the diversity? This is the commune. That is not the way. The way out is not to. It'll just get you more in the finger trap to say they had the same thing with tiny houses, and there was no white people. The solution is just to go and do this. Get a crazy no-name bitch who will cook the food and maybe check your phone at 3 a.m. at knife point. Just do that. And that's a better existence because that's all that people they're just fixing it. The right president's gonna get elected. No. This is just since Cain killed Abel, it's been figured out how humans exert power over other humans. And so up until the point of I'll just kill you if you won't do what I want. I will murder you. We figured out how to exercise power over each other and manipulate each other and exploit and extort one another. And that's the world. That's what you're going to do. That's all there is. You're not going to fix it. But what you can do is escape it, carve out your own little existence, rename yourself, have divisions of labor, even up to the CIA or the NSA keeping track for the next one up in the upper room. And that's a better life.
100%. I don't see anywhere where anybody could really have an issue with that. I don't think diversity matters at this level. I think of course, in my opinion, I think even in nature, biodiversity is powerful. Monoculture is a problem. It leaves you open to anything that comes in that can destroy one thing. It can destroy the entire thing because it's homogenous, right? So
gives you a fucked up jaw too.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. It gives you Habsburg jaw. You don't want to get into that for too long. You don't want to do that. If you need to, that's do what you got to do. But that's not something you want to stick to long term. But I think biodiversity is powerful. I want to see who this. What was the Galkinator? Galkinator is the TikTok right there. Oh, this is Amy Galkinator. Oh, is that? This must be the person who didn't introduce herself. You gotta be careful scrolling these things live because, especially Twitter. I learned my lesson scrolling Twitter live.
Never scroll too
That's
high.
when we saw the dick.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful.
I
Very
thought
careful.
it was a nice looking dick.
Not answering none of that.
That's fair. Hey, listen, that's fair. That's fair. But I just think that if you're going to build this kind of thing for yourself, I think you have earned and you deserve the ability to do it in whatever configuration you think is going to work. So, same thing with your garden, right? If you wanted to grow a garden and you only wanted to grow one type of tree, that's your prerogative. Go for it. Maybe you have to experience the decimation of your project by a pest or something like that, or some kind of disease or fungus because you didn't have enough biodiversity to stave it off. That's something you might need to experience for yourself so you can pivot and change the way that you're building your system. But I don't think it's for, if you take the initiative and the investment to build your own system, you get to build it however you want. Nobody gets to come in from the outside and say, hey, where are the people of other colors or people of other configurations? They should be building their own shit. That includes them. Period. You don't get to knock on other people's doors and be like, hey, how many black friends do you have? None of your fucking business. Get out of here. This is my shit. That's just, it's not a public business. If it's a public business, like, yeah, we don't want Chipotle's only hiring one type of people. Anybody who wants to work at Chipotle should have the right to work at Chipotle. But you also don't have the right to come live on my compound. That's not how this works. You're not paying your way. And if you really think you need to be there, if you think you deserve to be there, that means build one yourself. I'm not a fan of people seeing a vehicle traveling, right? You put this thing together, you put the gas in it, you put it on the road. You took all of the work and effort that it takes to get this thing to wherever it is, just for another person to jump in and say, you know what, I think I can drive this better than you. Well, build a vehicle, drive it, and prove to me that it was better than the one I did. You don't get to hop into my vehicle and tell me how to drive it. Now, some people may allow you to do that. I don't take that kind of shit. We're not doing that. So if you hear me talking about the configuration of our cult and you say, no, that's not how it's done, the next sentence out of your mouth should be, look how we're doing it on our compound. You guys should try that. Not like, you need to let me come over here and show you how to do this. Nah, son, that's not how any of this shit works. Build your own. And I don't mean you got to go get a 40-acre compound to prove it. That means show me in your neighborhood where you have a 2-block radius where everybody's on the same page and you're all helping each other grow food and collect groceries and you're keeping the neighborhood clean. Or show me you and the person who lives next door to you in your duplex deciding to keep your property a certain way and to deal with each other with certain principles. If you can't enact it yourself, you don't get to tell other people how to do it. And I think that goes a little bit for the greater society as a whole, but we do have a voting system and you can vote people. Like, there is a mechanism available for you to change the way things work in your locale if you don't like it. But when it comes to compound building,
laws though, but not behavior. You can vote for the person who's in charge, who they'll say that they'll fix the problem, and no problems ever get fixed. And I think, if anything, if you see how difficult it is to get strangers, even if they look exactly like you, to subscribe to a model and a purpose that has clear long-term benefits, but you just have to go and reason with people to get them on board, I think that's the number one thing that'll make you say, I got to get the fuck out of here and make a cult. When you see how difficult it is to organize people if you're not manipulating them. Right. You're just going to conclude, you know what? I only want to try to do this shit with people who want to do this shit. I can't go around to my neighbors and convince them. Everybody else seems
you can only do that with young people, even if you do try. You can only
young people because they don't know anything, so they're more susceptible if you got a good pitch. But again, if you're trying to build it without manipulation, without telling them the Republicans are racist, without telling them those others, they believe in the wrong sky god. We believe in the right sky god. Check it. Well, actually, we believe in the same sky god, but they're interpreting the book different. So fuck them. We're better. Fuck those guys. If you're not doing it with these ways to work up fervor and manipulate people, if you're just being honest and saying, hey, just look around, man, this isn't working. Nobody's happy. Everybody hates each other. No problems are getting solved. The more people you put into one area, the less they trust each other, the less they know each other, the higher the heartless, violent crime is. I don't think this is working. This Babylonian model of herding people together is good for commerce, is good for governments, is good for organized violence. But I don't know. Something's kind of unnatural and inhuman about it. And I went around and I tried to talk to people just in the 2-block radius. I said, you know what? I'm going to start small. And you know what? I had to start even smaller. I just said, okay, how about the people in my building? They were all assholes too. So I tried to just organize the people on my floor. Fuck them. Everybody on my floor sucks too. So I just had to say, it's not working. I'm leaving. And I'm finding somebody else from another building, maybe much more further blocks away, and they had the same experience. Yeah, I tried to reason with these savage motherfuckers. Nobody pays attention. Everybody is short-sighted and ridiculous and preoccupied with the wrong shit and would rather be entertained than educated and would rather just wade in the meaningless and vainglory and dumb shit, but nobody actually wants to build anything that's better. They just want to complain endlessly about the shit that is, and they're all manipulated and motivated by the wrong shit. Oh, yeah, I had that same experience. Let's fucking go halvesies on a compound and get the fuck out of here. Like, I think that's the inevitable conclusion if you actually try to reason with the human beings around you and build anything different. You'll see that the shit that they're on is like, nah, you're kind of asking me for too much. Who am I supposed to vote for next election? Just that's it. Just tell me who I'm supposed to vote for, and then they'll fix it. I can't be an active agent in the change here. I can't be bothered. I've got
work. It involves work.
Listen,
Yeah, fuck.
you know how much porn is out there? You know how many bitches I haven't jerked off to yet? I'm busy. I got things to do. I just can't be bothered.
And there's a few of them I need to circle back on that I haven't revisited.
I need to get some repeat business.
I gotta spin the block.
Spin the block on these bitches. Nah, and this is something Legit says this is what anarchists actually do. And I just want to shout him out too. This is something that I had never really looked at the etymology of anarchy, because the way it's used in colloquially in popular culture, we're made to believe that it means just all absolute chaos. And that is something that we do see happening under the banner of anarchy. A lot of people who paint that anarchist symbol, like, they're not just being like, okay, we don't want to listen to they're just like, yo, we do whatever we want. We're going to break shit and burn shit. And that's kind of the idea that you get that comes with it. But anarchy, the etymology of anarchy is from Greek and without, archos meaning chief or ruler. So anarchy doesn't mean without order. It means without a chief or without a ruler, which means everybody kind of trying to figure out their own shit, which doesn't necessarily mean chaos or even disorder, right? It just means we don't have a singular head. And that's a cool concept. Like, I think as far as what I would be building with the people that I'm closest to, I think hierarchy, it has an important place, especially when it comes to the outer ring people coming to visit the compound, or new people coming in who don't fully understand the compendium that we laid out, who don't fully understand what we really foundationally are principled on. They might not get it. They might come in and be like, all right, so what's our wife sharing schedule? And we're like, whoa, hold on, pal. Slow the fuck down for a second, right? You got to know what's going on. And I think the more you invest, even from conceptually, of course, with money, with purchases, with establishing this place that people are going to want to come to, the people who invested the most are just naturally going to have the most say in what's going on here. Because the reason that they were attracted to it in the first place was because of the current configuration that it's in. And humans do have a need to come in and try to shake shit up and move shit around. It's like, well, this is not what brought you here. What brought you here is the vibration that we're operating in now. So what makes you think you need to come in and be like, all right, yeah, I like what you guys are doing, but check this out. Like, no, listen. When you are in somebody else's construct and you start getting ideas that you think are better, in my opinion, this is your brain, your heart, your soul telling you that you need to go construct your own shit. Not that you need to change the thing that these people are building for themselves. All work is self-work. If there's anything about this compound that you think could be improved, of course opinions are appreciated. Of course there's a way to come to the council and be like, yo, check this out, I have an idea. But primarily, I think that comes from the need to stretch out, spread your wings, and plant your own flag in the ground. I think the more people who attempt this particular model, the better off the world is going to be. I think when you move into it's like when you move into a gated community, right, with a homeowners association, everybody agrees to act in a certain way. It agrees to engage each other in a certain way. If you don't pick up your dog shit, I'm going to take a picture of it and post it on our Facebook page because I want to know whose dog shit this is. If that's the world you signed up for, what can I say about that? I can't go in there and be like, it's kind of foul you took a picture of that dog shit. No, that's what we do here. Just like I'm not going to say, I think it's kind of foul that you got everybody's wife sleeping in your bedroom. That's not my business. That's not my business. We know how serious this shit gets for people. Whatever that guy said to convince you to let your wife sleep in his room, he earned it. He earned it. Anything that don't get him a smack in the beard, if it actually gets your wife to his bedroom, he won. His philosophy reigns supreme on this compound. So I'm with it. I say do whatever you want. However that acts, I don't have nothing to do with it.
It's fair trade.
It is. It's fair trade. It's fair trade.
Make that man sleep with your wife.
Yeah.
All work is self-work.
Yeah.
That's right.
All self-work is inevitably cult work. Once you figure it out, your job is to get the people around you that you love the most to do it also, to have a common venture. The difference being is we're born into an existence where we didn't really set the terms. The table was already set before we got here. Right. And we're kind of subjected to whatever it is, whatever it looks like. And we all complain about how it's not fair and da-da-da-da-da. But really, it's organized that way to keep powerful people powerful. So we talk about anarchy, it's the surrendering of power. Yeah, I don't want to be in charge of anybody. I don't want anybody to be in charge of me. But the people that exploit the fact that they're in charge of you always try to paint anarchy as something nefarious. It's just random. It's the purge. It's random, indiscriminate violence. No, it's people who have reached a level in existence where they don't need to be ruled over. They don't need laws telling them not to fuck each other over. They're already on board with that. So the excuse is, look, if you let me in charge, you let me fuck your wives, you give me 10% of everything that you make, it's basically extortion. You do that for me, and I'm going to keep everybody safe and make sure none of you fuck each other over. Because you're all racist and hate each other, and the first chance you get to fuck each other over, you will. And then a couple people raise their hands like, actually, hey, Dave, 5th floor. I've organized the 5th floor. The other floors, they're fucking assholes. But on our floor, we already are living in a way that we don't fuck each other over. So we're going to be opting out. We're not going to be sending our wives our 10% because we got to figure it out. We don't need you. And like people will say, like Jesus was a socialist. Like, he was about free healthcare and free food. That sounds like socialism. No, because when they tried to make him king and to give him political power, he was like, fuck you. No, I'm not interested. I don't want to exert power that way. Jesus was a libertarian. I'm going to say something very controversial for some people.
With magic.
A magical libertarian.
With magic.
Because he was like, look.
A magic libertarian. I don't think people would like that description.
The only way libertarian would work is you have to have magical powers.
Or
you need fish? Hold on. Yo, Peter. Grab
or
that
you do it on your
there.
of your own effort, but you're not using the violence of the government to force people to do it. People are just voluntarily saying, you know what, I like your philosophy, bro. I don't want to exert power over people either. I don't want to hold people at gunpoint to agree with me or to work towards this common goal. I just kind of want to do it of my own volition. Yeah, me too. Okay, cool. Sell all you have and follow me. Abandon the Babylonian model and come build something totally different, where it's not about the same structure of hierarchy and power and exploitation as what you're accustomed to. Go build your own shit. So, of course, Rome has to sell it as anarchy is a terrible thing. Nah, not if you're an enlightened person. Enlightened people don't need people to hold them at gunpoint to do the right thing. And really, as long as we're agreeing to interact with each other under this paradigm of being held at gunpoint, we're just going to continue to be exploited and pitted against each other. So the best thing you can do is to be as self-sufficient as possible and get the people around you to be as self-sufficient as possible and build your own shit and look out for each other, not because it's going to make you rich, not because it's going to give you the power to bang other dudes' wives. If you want to work that into your structure, like you could do that. You could play that game, but I don't think you're having a long-term vision for doing something successfully if you're just going to mirror the same kind of overindulgences and exploitation as the California Twinkie eaters. I just don't think it'll pan out well. But you have the power within yourself and within your group, however you identify along whatever values or commonality you choose to hold in high priorities. But yeah, you absolutely can work towards a common goal. You absolutely can do that. And you don't have to be outraged about the bubble that anybody else is living in. You just don't ever have to visit that bubble. You don't have to engage with it at all. And if you give me the choice between being forced into this information bubble and being pitted against each other and being mad constantly at each other over all this dumb shit and finding tit for tats, well, these people do this, well, your people do this, and nobody solves any problems or make any progress. If you put that as option A, and option B is, or you never have to deal with it again, just build your own shit, I'm building my own shit all day. I think it's the best thing for your mental health and the long-term peace and prosperity for you and the people that you love. But operating in this shit is it's not designed to be fixable. It's just not.
Right.
You need to get on a compound. You need to rename bitches chrysanthemum and raspberry and banana hammock or whatever, and just make your own shit. Grow your own shit. Do your own thing. That's an infinitely happier existence. But I don't have any gadgets. I don't have. Man, you
just
heard that they got
MacGyver.
Wi-Fi. They got Wi-Fi eventually.
They just got it.
This
I
looks
don't
good,
know.
man. I'm playing this.
They
I'm
did
gonna
an
have to-
amazing job, though, for just getting Wi-Fi, and then you see what all that they did. They did a pretty good
It
job.
looks like a place that was already established because this building that they're in with the communal kitchen, it looks like an older building. It doesn't look like something new. So
Yeah.
maybe this is something somebody had already, like a campground or something that they purchased, which is super smart because if it has those like communal lodgings and shit that's already built, that's a lot of money you don't have to spend. There's a place up in, not Crystal River, up near Wekiwachi that's like this. It was a commune, and they were doing like yoga retreats and stuff like that there. And it's been for sale for a couple years, but it's super expensive because it's right on the river,
water.
right on the water. Very expensive, but it has cabins and campground and like a big center.
Great place to grow fruit trees.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely, and it has fresh water. That's like, oh my gosh, they know what's going on. But I just want to play this one time with sound so I can see if anybody's talking. But this shit looks amazing. It looks like they're just getting started. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. I'm going to follow this person.
They need diversity. Holla at me. I'll give it to you.
Oh, shit.
In the upper
In the upper room, diversity. I know what I see where this is going, which is fair. They might like it. They might like it. They like, look, if y'all want to survive the next few generations, I'm going to have to put a hook in your family tree. You ain't going to like it, but trust me, this is what you need. I want to see what's going on here fully.
Hi TikTok, and welcome to a morning in the life living on a commune. We like to get up nice and early. Butterfly here is making us some coffee for the whole crew. Whole Venus likes to make sure that our eggs are nice and fresh, so she goes and grabs a few in the morning. Here, right by the green tent, you can see the path that leads to the many cabins that we call home in this lovely rainforest. The kitchen is usually quiet in the mornings as everyone else is in charge of their breakfast, but No Name is making lunch. Here we have Chrysanthemum with her Vegemite, some eggs being cooked up, lovely, and just all around good vibes. Sitting and relaxing maybe before the day's work begins. And everyone enjoying breakfast. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I ain't mad at all, bro. I ain't mad at all. We've been talking about this for a long time. We already said that we were going to see it happening more often, and we are. So this is a great sign to me. I was looking some of the other videos that people were tagging in. Everybody's saying this looks like a cult, and so what? And so what? If these people are enjoying themselves, and this is the way they decided to organize everything that they're doing, I don't see a problem with it at all. I think it's amazing. Here's another, and it's. I mean, that one had 515,000 views. The one we just watched had almost 800,000. They're balling, bro. This is how you do it. This music one might get us in trouble, so. But yeah, I think this is an excellent display of how humanity could capture some real longevity for
I
itself.
picture there's a guy right now. I'm gonna go in there and fuck that shit.
oh no, trust me.
It's
Their
guaranteed.
their undoing is likely already in their ranks. There's somebody.
It does look like a lesbian coven, though. There doesn't
does.
seem to be any dudes.
Yeah. But that's probably safe. That's probably safe for them, you know, especially coming into a space like this. All they really need men for is protection at this point. They can do all their own stuff. They can plant their own vegetables. They don't need dudes for that. They might need some protection, but the reason that they mostly need protection is from other dudes. If some weird hillbillies find out they out there, it's just going to be a smorgasbord. You don't want to be in the middle of that. So you might need a couple strong guys that you keep on the outskirts. You may not want to let them nestle into the center too comfortably. Just, you know, get them a couple cabins on the outskirts so they can guard the perimeter. And maybe, you know, you assign somebody over there to break them off just to keep them calm once or twice a week. But other than that, they seem to be doing pretty good so far. I'm excited for them. I want to follow this person. I'm actually what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to follow this person, and I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm going to keep an eye on them and see how everything goes over the next few months.
If nothing else, if it falls apart, if someone sows discord in the lesbian coven and the real estate becomes incredibly cheap and it's available at fire sale prices, it could be advantageous. So I would keep an eye on it.
They could also be witches. This could be a lesbian witch coven. It could be. And I ain't mad at that at all. You see how that wheelbarrow's upside down? That tells you ain't no men around. No, if men around, that wheelbarrow wouldn't be upside down. So who do you think it will be their undoing? This person, this is the leader right here, because she didn't even give herself. She didn't even say her name. She didn't introduce herself.
Or list a job. Yeah.
Or list a job. So she's clearly the cult leader. So who do we think it's going to be?
The commune that I live on just got Wi-Fi, and I think it would be fun for TikTok to see the commune I live on and the members and what they do. Oh.
My name is Raspberry.
Raspberry's harmless.
Yeah.
She's just there for fun. Yeah, the raspberry's harmless.
She's good-natured.
Ginger Snap is a redhead, and she has the word ginger in her name, which means she's doubling down on being a redhead. A little scary, but
already identity politics. She has some repressed anger for how she was picked on as a child, and she's plotting her revenge. So she probably is in charge of the spiritual studies, because she's very authoritarian, and everybody needs to think like me. These are the correct spiritual teachings. Don't disagree. So I think Ginger Snap is in the running for a power struggle. Absolutely. And it's going to be fueled by her elementary school experiences. Absolutely. There you go. Stephen King predicted it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Malachi from Children of the Corn. I'm not saying that that's what's going on with Ginger Snap. I'm just saying.
The possibility.
I'm just pointing it out. That's all I'm doing. Okay, let's go back to the commune.
And I teach our spiritual education.
Paul Venus also looks harmless.
Hey guys, I'm Paul Venus. I'm the newest member.
And she's the newest member, so she's probably the least likely to start.
Totally harmless. Yeah.
She's the one.
Butterfly, Pole Venus, and Raspberry are going to be casualties of whatever goes down.
Oh yeah, they're going out first. They're going out first because they won't choose sides. They won't pick sides, so they're going to be like, you know what? Fine. If you're not with me, you're against me, and whoever's taking the camp members out one by one. And this is just us being facetious with like a horror movie trope line of thinking. We just not what we want to happen. It's not even what we think is going to happen. This is just an absurd...
We wish them the best.
Yeah, it's just an absurd thought experiment.
I'm Butterfly, but everybody calls me Butter. I'm in charge of digging the shithole.
Yeah, and they gave her a crappy job. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
somebody already sized her up as a threat if she ever got hip to what's really going on.
Right. So
So they
yeah,
put her on shithole digging
you're on
duty.
latrine duty, butter.
I thought Paul Vera was the
I
judge.
have no.
This
Butterfly.
person right here.
Pretty lost.
She's got ambition in her eye.
Yeah, yeah. She's a kingslayer.
I make the food. I
Yeah.
poison the leader.
Right. Yo. Okay.
Name
Yep.
and I cook the food.
You see, she even looked a little sinister.
Yeah,
with that
sinister. And she's no name. It's clearly a reference to the god with no name. The assassins from Game of Thrones. She's poisoning
Whole, yeah,
people.
that's a
I
kingslayer.
have
Making-
no name and I cook the food.
Right. I have no identity. You can't catch me.
Yeah. She,
Again, harmless.
I have no name. Like with the faceless men from Game of Thrones. They were the assassins, right? A man has
Yeah.
a name. Oh, yeah. I see it all coming
Right.
together.
The god with no face.
Yeah, the faceless. Yep, that's it.
I have no name and I cook the food.
She's like, you're fucked.
Enforce the law.
Yeah, she had a little bit of aggression in there, but it was all a joke. I think, yeah,
I don't believe her.
yeah.
Let's be honest. We didn't take that push any serious.
No, Chrysanthemum seems like the one who is gonna get pregnant without the permission of the cult, because we know who Applejack
Oh,
has the
yeah.
babies. Chrysanthemum looks like she's gonna hide her pregnancy until she can't anymore, and they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck do you think you are? I have the babies around here." That's why she touched the man. She had to make some physical contact.
She
with the man.
already broke through. And
Yeah.
it's the only frame where there's a man in it.
Right, and she positioned. Yep, there it is. Chrysanthemum's gonna have an unauthorized pregnancy.
I'm Applejack and I give birth to the baby.
Harmless. Now this one's kind of strong. I don't think she'll come up with the plan to overthrow, but she'll be the one that carries
She'll be
the
the
club.
enforcer.
She'll
She's
be
definitely
the
a person's
enforcer.
muscle.
All right, let's go. Wicker Man. Bear Punch. So that in the Wicker Man, there was a woman who was dressed as a bear. I can't find her, but she was the burliest chick in the movie, and she was the enforcer in the Wicker Man. And I think that's who this is. That's who that person is. She's a female enforcer. She's a little hefty. She's got a pretty sturdy jaw.
I'm
Yeah, she's gonna swing the club when you're not looking.
and I give birth to the baby.
Yeah, Moon Moth. You gotta watch out for Moon Moth.
Hi, I'm Stamara.
Harmless.
I'm the creative director of the commune.
But she could also be the whisperer. You know what I'm saying? She could be the whisperer. Nobody would suspect her. When people start disappearing, she won't be the one they think is actually doing the disappearing of people, but she could be the one that just plants that seed, the inception one, who's like, well, she did get pregnant without our permission. And then she just walks away and leaves you to do the rest of the psychological math. You know what I'm saying? She could be a whisperer. Just a
It
little
should have been
push.
you, no name. It should have been you.
And we all would have chosen you. And then walks away. And then No Name just grabs the knife and leaves. Yeah, it could be.
My name's Bryo. I gather the water.
Yeah, Bryo's smoking weed in the bush somewhere. Bryo might survive because she took mushrooms the night there was a revolution, and she just passed out somewhere in the woods and nobody knew where
Yeah.
she was.
And never found her way back.
Right.
Until
yeah,
it was
big
already done.
Worm tongue. That's exactly what it is. She's like, what was the guy from Game of Thrones? The one who had all the the bald head guy. The bald head guy who was always in everybody's ear.
Oh, Varys.
Varys. That's Varys right there. That's who it is.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and Bryo might fall asleep on a mushroom trip while everybody's getting slaughtered. She wakes up in the morning, half the camp is dead. All the survivors are covered in blood, and she's like, yo, what happened, bro? Where were you? I was tripping in the woods. What'd you guys do last night?
My name's Bryo. I gather the water. My name is Moss, and I weave the hammocks for everyone to sleep in.
Moss is very easy to control. You put the knife in Moth's hand, and you just point her in a direction, and she'll do the work. She wouldn't
I don't
come up
know.
with it on her own, but she'll definitely carry out the kill.
She has power like Littlefinger. She has whisperers and spies.
She
She runs a brothel. Rewind it and look how she stroked that hammock.
Oh,
I
okay.
made the hammocks.
Bryo. I gather the water. My name is Moss, and I weave the hammocks
Oh yeah, that grip. Oh yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, she's the whisperer too. Yep. Littlefinger. That's Littlefinger for sure.
My name is Galaxy, and I'm the animal wrangler.
Yeah, I don't know about Galaxy. I'm not positive. She doesn't look dangerous. She's got some wide eyes. She's got a little crazy eye vibe going on. But
she's got a war poncho on.
This is true. She could be.
She
Could be she could be the wild card. Like if you don't get her on your team, you might not win. She could be the wild card.
I think she's like the Hound. Like she's just fighting and doesn't really have a purpose.
Right.
Kind of would just fight just to fight.
Right. She'll follow the directions though. Yeah.
If it's convenient for her.
Now
Look, Leaf is she's manipulating all the men.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. Those glasses and those titties. Come on.
Yeah.
She got manipulation game on point.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't even want to say much because you said it all already. I mean, it's all right there. What else do we? There's not a lot of math that needs to be done here.
And I make sure that I know where everyone is.
Yeah, and
that's the only person that has that power.
She knows where everyone is at all times.
She's encompassing all aspects of the CIA. I'm crunching the numbers. I am the honeypot. I got glasses. I'm looking at the analytics. I'm seducting men in hammocks and gaining information. I know where everybody is at all times and ensuring that there is only authorized births.
Right. So she's the one who knows
she's the informational power structure hub.
Yeah, she's the one that knows when the other one's missing. She knows exactly when she got pregnant. She's like, I know your ovulation. You're late. You're 7 days later in your period. She's like, how do you know that? What do you mean? I know where everyone is at all times. I knew you were pregnant 2 weeks ago. Yeah, she's the one. Leaf knows what's up.
Her titties are filled with information.
And there's only one way to get it out. Nah, I love what they're doing, dude. I absolutely love what they're doing. That was just an absurd thought experiment. We absolutely love the compound. We love what they're up to, and we hope to be on our own compound soon, acting out some of this same shit. I really, really, truly believe that this is the way. I think we owe it to ourselves. Anybody who's looking out at the world and seeing the absurdity of it all, and you're losing your grip on your comfort, because like there was a time, you're 19, 20, 23, 25 years old, you're just out there floating around, everything seems like it makes perfect sense, you're doing what you do, hanging out at the clubs and shit, and then you get to a certain age where you're just like, this shit is dumb, everything is unraveling, and it's not because, I don't believe it's because of the actual objective current state of the world. I think there's just something that happens when you're living mindfully and you reach a certain age, you have a shift in perspective. There's a lot going on out here that makes perfect sense to a 20-year-old, but to a 40-year-old, you're like, this is some goofy shit. And I think that's just a rite of passage that we have to do. If you're the same at 20 as you are at 40, you wasted 20 years. There's no way to maintain that same state of mind, the same state of being, the same frequency, unless you lost a whole lot of other opportunities on the way there. It's going to be harder and harder to maintain that same lightness and playfulness that you had when you were 20 as you get to 40, because the world's going to start making less and less sense. So I think one of the most powerful and productive ways that we can move forward is to take this shit into our own hands. Don't try to go out. I mean, you can if you want. It's a game you can play. But you may not want to go out and try to change the world. You may just want to change yourself. You might not want to change the entire atmosphere, but you can change the space around yourself, the people you hang out with, the places that you congregate, and all that other kind of shit. I think that's where the real power comes from. Yeah, you want to go vote? Go vote. Vote in this guy, vote out that guy, tell him you want this from his constituent. Yeah, go for it. Have fun. Have a great time. But I think the real key is figuring out what it takes to live in some type of harmony with the people that you choose and the place that you can organize and enact the things that you want to enact, because the more you look at the outside world, the crazier you're going to feel. They want you to feel crazy. They want you to lose it. And when I say they, I mean the people who don't have your best interests in mind. I do think there are people in power, in government, and all this other shit who benefit from the idea that you don't have the time and energy to figure out what's going to make your life more blissful. I think there are people who want you to continue chasing money and working hours at the factory. You come home too tired to figure anything out about yourself, so you just watch Netflix and drink beer till you fall asleep, or eat ice cream and bonbons, whatever your vice is and shit like that. I think there's people who benefit from that. I think there's a lot of the upper structure benefits from us not taking an introspective look at what's really going on and what we require to just have a objectively better existence. I think they love it. They love it. They want you to go, fucking work at Amazon until you croak on the sales floor or on the factory floor, and they collect their fucking peasant tax that they got from when you died, and they wheel you out the back door, and they put somebody else in your spot, and the game keeps going. I think there's people who 100% benefit from that situation. What they don't want is for you to go out somewhere, figure out what you need from your existence, and work to get that. They definitely want you to spend all your money at Walmart and Whole Foods and Publix and all these other places. Nothing against them. You got to do what you got to do. But I don't think they want people on a mass scale to grow their own food and keep their own chickens and get their own eggs. They're showing themselves every day. There's places all over this country where people are milking cows and trying to sell raw milk to their neighbors. And the local government is coming to their houses telling them they got to dump all the milk out and pour bleach in it because it's illegal to sell raw milk. No, we got to send it to the factory. We got to cook it. We got to add our own enzymes. We got to put it in a box. And then you go get to buy it from Walmart. You don't get to have it directly from the cow. Fuck that. Same thing with food. There's laws that say you can't feed the homeless. And the laws are wrapped in...
That's okay.
No. The law... Oh, yeah, we already said don't help the poor. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I still stand by that. But the point is, if you just say, I want to take a bunch of sandwiches, if you need to figure out why you should... Say that's the path to figure out why you shouldn't help the poor. I'm going to go buy 100 sandwiches and go hand them out. You can get arrested for that. And it's not because they care about the well-being of homeless people. It's not because they care, well, what if the food is tainted? They don't give a fuck. He's out there, he's starving to death right now. And nobody's doing nothing about that. But if I go out here and feed him a bunch of sandwiches, I go to jail. We know what that's a different idea as far as I'm concerned. There's people who have permaculture farms, and they're growing food, and they have food banks. They want people to come get it. I saw video footage. They made the people take all the food that they were growing, put it in a big pile, and dump bleach on it, so it was unconsumable because it didn't go through FDA channels. Well, I mean, what's the real root of that idea? I can't allow you to sell fresh milk to your neighbors for their own good, or you think people don't know how to drink milk?
It's crazy to me. I can't sell eggs because your egg prices are so high.
Well, I haven't seen too many people have problems with selling eggs, but the raw milk gets a lot of people in trouble. A lot of raw vegetables.
Does it need to be pasteurized, or that's just a loophole?
No, bro. There was a group of women who were making who were processing milk. I think they were making cheese or something like that. They told and they were doing it outdoors. They told these women, you can't make this shit outdoors and sell it to people. It's going to get contaminated. They went and had the local government test the kitchens and the outdoor setups. The outdoor setups carried less bacteria than the kitchens, but they still forced them to do it in the kitchens. It doesn't make any sense. It's counterintuitive. So there's something going on at the government level. We don't want to always get into the conspiracy theory shit, but what do you have against people drinking raw milk? We know what's happening with the milk when you put it in the stores, and we know what's going on with that. But what you allow people to smoke cigarettes? I can go to a liquor store and buy enough alcohol to kill myself in one sitting. And the guy selling the alcohol won't even be like...
You don't need much either.
Yeah, he won't. I could go buy 2 bottles of 151. And he's not going to be like, hey, this isn't all for you, is it? he ain't going to say shit. He ain't going to say nothing. You can take that home, down it, and you're out of here. And they don't care. But something about raw milk grinds their gears. It's weird shit. It's really weird shit. I don't get it. I mean, openly, I can't say factually, objectively what the actual truth of the matter is because we don't know. We can't read their minds. But it seems like they have an issue with self-sufficiency and people operating outside the parameters that the government set. I'll never understand why I can go smoke tobacco, but I can't drink raw milk.
So that you know who's in charge.
That makes sense.
That's all that it's about. Like, I'm not winning this. There's no merit to my argument. There's no consistency. It's rife with hypocrisy. But still, if you don't do it, you're in fucking trouble. Up to the point of me being able to murder you legally.
Right, yeah.
I just need you to know that I'm in charge.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring the cops here. And the cops, I say all the time, that those are the dogs. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I love dogs. They're cool animals. But a dog doesn't know if you're a rescue EMT worker or a serial killer. It's going to do whatever you tell it. It doesn't have the judgment. The rescue workers like, yo, there was a rock slide and we need you to sniff around and find people who are trapped beneath the rocks. And the dog's like, okay, boss, I'll go find them. The other guy's like, look, I'm a serial killer. I just killed a kid and I need you to eat all the bones so there's no evidence. And the dog's like, okay, boss, I got your back. They don't know the difference. The cops don't give a fuck. Whoever's paying them, like, I need you to go shoot these farmers because they're selling people raw milk. Okay, boss. No problem. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, but they're protecting their pensions. They got to feed their own families. But, you know, to what end? How far does this shit go? But that's why you need your own compound. And if you are making raw milk, you might not want to make TikToks about it. You might just want to keep that part to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Keep that shit in the black market.
You know, you can talk about your bananas. And I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying that might be what you want to do to keep yourself from getting tased by the local PD. You can talk about the bananas. You can talk about the chickens. Don't tell them you're doing this to escape the government and you selling raw milk to your neighbors. They will fucking come whoop your ass or something like that because they don't want to hear it.
Just tell it through the prayer loophole.
Yeah.
The prayer loophole, I figured it out. If you just form it as a prayer, I don't think you could say anything that's illegal. Because it wasn't advice, it was a prayer. It wasn't a threat. I just prayed that someone would murder said official. I didn't call for it. I just prayed about it. I prayed for it. I prayed that people would sell milk and wouldn't do it on TikTok so they wouldn't get caught. I just prayed they would have the wisdom to know not to put it on TikTok. It's a prayer. It's not a threat. It's not illegal advice.
No.
Just use the prayer loophole.
Prayer loophole. I prayed for, like that guy who was praying for Donald Trump to come and save him from the cops. You ever seen that shit? He got the cops pulled him over.
Absolutely not. Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah, hold on, bro. The guy got pulled over by the cops. I don't know if he was one of them sovereign citizens. They starting to get popped off again too. I'm seeing a lot of sovereign citizens talking that shit.
Good for them.
When the cops come,
They still go to jail.
No, they getting taken off of here. That's what's happening. They getting taken off of here. They're like, no,
some
I
of
don't
them are
have to
getting
listen.
paid. Who is it? Corinne Gaines. I think her family got a couple of million.
Right,
You know what? And I've changed my mind on her. If you've ever had to deal with government bureaucracy, I bet you, as she got driven to the point of being crazy. If you've ever had your license taken or your license, any issues with the DMV, and then tried to reason with people to get your shit back, I absolutely see you getting to the point where you're pulling shotguns on cops. Like, bitch, I got to drive, and y'all made it impossible for me to get my car in compliance with your shit.
Yeah, that could be a problem for sure. Let me see. I got to make sure everybody sees the homie.
Praise to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. You wasn't joking either.
Somebody tag in Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you. Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away from me. In dear God's name, please stop these people.
They got the burners all on them. They're like, should we kill him? Yeah, it didn't work.
I wonder what the issue is here.
Hi,
he got pulled over for something, and you know, them sovereign dudes, they're like, I ain't got to get out of the car, I ain't got to show you nothing, and the cops are like, all right, buddy, it's going down. Oh, some bullshit. If your kayak is protruding more than 3 feet from the back of your vehicle, you got to have a flag on it. I get it, depth perception, the car's behind you and all of that shit. But that leads to him getting his window broken and probably tased.
I have been kind of between addresses, to be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
And I don't have the mail for where I get the registration from.
Oh, no registration.
So they know he's poor.
Oh, we can do whatever we want.
With a boat. He's poor with a boat.
Oh, that don't make no sense.
A kayak.
Yeah.
Oh, see, look, you see that? They told him to step out of the car. He just rolled the window up.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, you won't. No, sir. Well, yeah, you will. Step out. Step out or I'll break you. See what I'm saying? My hands are up. Look. See what I'm saying, guys? Please just pray for me.
And Bud.
Yeah, that wasn't a good plan, pal.
I wonder what was their take, because they're the first. Because this is a dude on the Young Turks. I think Alonzo something. I forget his name.
Alonzo something like that.
Yeah. I wonder what their take was.
Did they Donald Trump? I think Donald Trump has enough legal prayers of his own going on between the subpoenas in New York, going through all of his financial shenanigans.
They're not going to talk
and
about
classified documents.
All right, so pause it. So anytime they have to
about
bash the cops and to call them out, this is the blatant poison of tribalism on display. They're nonstop talking about how the cops are assholes and how the cops abuse their power and how the cops overreact. They don't have an iota of that energy on this tape. Right. It's amazing.
Having a kayak sticking out too far from the back of the boat. But then suddenly you decide. I mean, okay, the registration story is kind of shaky. I'm between addresses, so I can't register my vehicle. I guess you could go to DMV, or maybe you didn't have an address to register it to. But again,
you ever dealt with the DMV?
Yeah, but at some point you gotta Uber, you gotta take a bus, and if you ain't got no registration,
if you got DMV problems, you get a lawyer to fix it.
If you ain't got no registration, I don't know if you should be prioritizing riding around to go kayaking. I mean, I know you need to relax. You want to get your head together. Maybe you need to go out on the water. But I don't know if that was the best plan, buddy. I'm not saying you should have been tased or your window broken. But when the cop tells you to step out of the car, rolling up your window is probably not the best course of action.
Well, to be fair, if your L's are bad, you're only asking for trouble.
That's true. You driving around with your license fucked up, you asking to get your ass whooped.
Like, there's not a more unsafe time.
It's not considered my homestead. It's considered something different. But
see, you talking some sovereign shit. This is not considered my homestead. Now you fucking up.
Protection right here. I'm doing nothing wrong.
I know my laws. This isn't a homestead. It's something different.
You just clowning.
Wouldn't get shot.
Right.
People certainly weren't going to
no compassion,
none whatsoever
for you. Yeah. However, there was.
I'm only laughing at the fact that he prayed to Donald Trump. That's what, like everything else up until that point, it's like, damn, I feel bad for this dude. When he said, Donald Trump, if you can hear me, please help me. I'm like, oh yeah, put him in the psych ward. He's a nut. He's a nut job. You shouldn't be out on the street driving. If you think you can pray to the ex-president to save you from some cops on the street, I don't trust your mental state, buddy. I think you need some help. You need to see somebody. These cops might be the best thing that ever happened to you right now. Why he look like Mac and Me right here? You remember that
Mac
movie?
And Me-ish.
You remember?
Oh
that
yeah,
movie?
he's the Mac and Me alien for sure. I see it. Same head shape.
And he's holding his hands up like Mac and Me did. That's him. That's the guy right there. That's him. This is the guy right here praying to Donald Trump. That's hilarious, bro. Okay, where's he at? Where'd he go?
Commenter who said he would contact Tom Cruise. Not sure how Tom's going to help you.
Tom Cruise.
But what the hell?
Trolling.
Donald ain't there when you called. This is amazing.
He's having a great time. That's too much fun. This is epic caricacy.
It's just
yeah.
Non-stop the evils. Look how badly they treated Jacob Blake after he Joe Biden his ex-baby mama's pussy or whatever without her consent, and then grabbed a knife or reached for a knife and tried to drive off with the kids. Look how bad they treated Jacob Blake. Fuck the cops. But then it's just clownery. Nothing about them over abusing their power or anything. Everybody's full of shit. Everybody on the internet that has a political affiliation is completely full of shit.
This is true, 100%. That's one of the safest statements you've ever made on this show. Everybody's full of shit. Everybody's playing the same game. You can and you don't blame them, because we've already said as part of the compendium, if you're not willing to do what your enemies are willing to do, you lose. If they're willing to play the race game, if they're willing to fake the facts and just, put out a false narrative to get people on their side, and you're not willing to do it, the way the human psyche works, nobody's really going to look at what you're doing. Not very many people are going to look at what you're doing and say, well, this guy's, at least he has some integrity. No, they're not going to do that. If you're not willing to sling mud, you're the only one getting dirty. It sucks, but it's just, that's the math, buddy. Or you got to completely get out. But you can't be halfway in the game. You can't be trying to do Twitter wars. But I'm not going to call you a nigger or a Nazi. We're just going to have a good conversation. Nope, that's not how this is going to go. Everybody's going to call you every name in the book. They're going to destroy you. You're going to look stupid, and you're going to get ousted. You won't get any followers. That's not how this works. You either stay off Twitter and mind your business. If you're going to get in, you got to get all the way in. You got to get dirty. You got to be willing to rub shit on your own face, or you're going to lose. Sorry. So this is just the game out here.
Them's the rules.
I didn't make the rules, bro. I didn't make the rules. I'm just here trying to live this shit out in a way that's beneficial to me and the people I love. That's all I'm trying to do. But we do our best, and I think we're doing some good work here. I think we're doing enough good work to warrant us being able to actually move ourselves into a beautiful compound and just lead more by example. I'm ready. It only takes a few things.
Gifts. More gifts. Donations.
That's all it takes.
Donations.
Umar's telling you right here, he knows.
Donations.
This guy's raising millions of dollars.
Gifts.
and still hasn't completed the thing that he promised to complete.
Gifts. More
Keep
gifts.
sending in those gifts.
So we know whenever if you want to see us be proven right,
more gifts.
And if you want to see us be proven wrong,
donations.
Either way, if you think we're going to fail, donate. If you think we're going to succeed, donate. This is the best way to prove us right or prove us wrong. Pull it all together. Help us buy this compound. I'm shooting for 40 acres, to be honest. Because why go small, right? Of course, I'm willing to go any. I got an acre and some change right now. I could do 5. I could do 10. It would be useful, of course. But I think I've been to a 25-acre cannabis farm. And when I stood on it, I said, you know what? This ain't enough space. For the things that we want to do, for the ideas that we want to carry out, for the mechanisms that we want to bring into fruition, I think 40 acres is a good place to set our sights on. And we are 100% not joking about the cult, about the commune life. And by the way, cult, you know what? Let me pull that up. It's because I know we have a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people that's chiming in with us. And they haven't been here for the whole ride. So a lot of the things that are in the compendium, we might have to revisit. So I'm going to go to Etymologine is one of my favorite places to go for etymology. I absolutely love it. It's been really helpful. And out of all the other research and stuff I've done, this is one of the sites that are the most accurate. So if you look at the let me make sure. You can see it. I mean, the etymology of the word cult, worship, homage, in a sense now obsolete because of colloquial definitions, a particular form or system of worship, from French culte, from Latin cultus, meaning care, labor, cultivation, culture, worship, reverence, originally tended or cultivated. So when I say cult, this is what I'm talking about. A system of cultivation, care, worship, and reverence, right? So when I call myself a cult leader and I say that everybody involved with us is cult leaders, I'm saying that we are the leaders in the cultivation of our best selves and of our highest selves. We are cultivating the best, most beneficial atmosphere that we could possibly exist in. I'm using it in the original terminology. So Don't be scared off by the word cult. They actually switched it and they tied it to all these people who were doing things in a way that we consider wrong. I don't know that it was wrong for David Koresh to ask all the men to send his wives to his room. I don't know that that was wrong. That's not what I want to do. I have no interest in that. I don't want anybody to send their wife to me, and I don't want to send my wife to nobody else. That's just not what I'm into. But I can't say that he was wrong for that. Like I said before, and I'll always say it again, that's one of the easiest ways on this planet to get yourself killed. You see a man with his wife, and you walk up to him and say, hey, can I bang your wife? That might get you taken off of here pretty easily and brutally. So he found not one, not two, but somewhere in the high teens, maybe low 20s, of men who were willing to let their wives sleep on the same floor as him. Like, he made it so that men sleep on the lower floor, the women sleep on the bottom floor, because there'll be a lot of traffic, all y'all coming up to my room, so you might as well just sleep up here with me. And they said, you know what? You're right, David. All of our wives should sleep near you. And if that's the way that conversation went, I just can't find a way to psychologically say that man was wrong for doing it. Like I said, I'm not interested in it, but that's a game you can play. That is a way you can be. But that's not the definition of a cult. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the etymology. Let's get back to the real meanings of these words and what the real energy is behind it. If we don't have a problem with the word culture or the word cultivate, we shouldn't have a problem with the word cult. So if you ever want to help us out, the link is down there. We got our PayPal down there. We got our Cash App down there. Just throw a couple bucks at the cult. And when we do, we got some things that we're working on so people can get some T-shirts and some other things for their support. But yeah, man, this is it. This is what we're building. This is what all this work is for, us working this out and talking with each other all the time and connecting with the people who are listening. Hopefully you guys are gaining some value from this. And if you are, you can like and share these videos. And if you feel compelled, you can also throw us some revenue so we can get closer to building this thing. And this is the Lord's work as far as we're concerned. We absolutely appreciate everybody for tuning in and for coming to check with us, and especially for staying through the intermission and switching to the second broadcast. I think this is the way we're going to be doing things from now on, because a lot of people are put off by 3.5 hour videos. I don't know what to say. Sometimes we just be rolling and we don't want to stop talking. This should be good. So what we'll do from now on is we'll start taking little intermissions, and we'll just do multiple broadcasts. It helps feed the algorithm a little bit better, and it's a little unorthodox, but we definitely appreciate y'all sticking around and keeping the chat popping and giving us these ideas. And I'll be engaging throughout the week to see what you guys want to hear us talk about. You got any questions about what we're trying to build, or what our real, our ideologies are, or anything like that? Feel free to ask. Find us on Twitter. Shoot us some questions. It's completely open and transparent. And we love the engagement. Sometimes the questions that people ask us help us figure out things about ourselves and about the thing that we're trying to build. So don't be shy. Definitely hit us up and connect with us. And yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. This is absolutely the way. Much love to you brothers for making time and being present for this this grand and gracious work that we're putting together here. I always appreciate y'all. And anybody else got anything before we close?
Appreciate
Absolutely
everybody,
not.
man. Appreciate the chat. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, much love.
Awesome. Y'all enjoy the rest of the night, and we will be back sooner than later with some more cult work. Y'all take it easy and enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll be talking to you brothers soon.
All of us, yes, all of us.
All of us. Y'all take it easy.
Peace.
Religion of tomorrow. Metaphysics is going to have to be the quote-unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely. religion of tomorrow.